All right, welcome to Speak Your Piece podcast. My name is Ian McNaughton. Thank you for tuning in, listening to the podcast. Joining us on the podcast, first we'll go with our very special guests, Jasmeen, Eliza. This is the 75th episode. This is kind of a repeat from the OG podcast that we did 3 years ago where Jasmeen left 25 minutes in. But now Jasmeen and Eliza are back. Hi, Jasmeen and Eliza. How are you two doing?
I'm great, Ian. How are you doing?
We're good.
I am living the dream. I can't say enough about it. Also joining us, SYP creator and 9 p.m. bedtime advocator, Scott Konkin. Scott, how are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing well. It's you're right. It's getting close to my bedtime, but I'm excited. It's gonna be a good pod. It's the 75th episode. I'm honored to be a part of it, so it'll be good. We'll get into it here pretty quick. So
you were not a part of the original pod that we did 3 years ago, which was fine. That's okay. You're contributing more and more all the time now, which is greatly appreciated. So obviously we all know each other because we all graduated together. We all went to school together. I was the top business student. We'll get into that later on. But for Jasmeen and Eliza, I'll let you two both explain just who you are and how people who aren't, for people who don't know the podcast or are just new listeners, just explain who you are, the connections. Jasmeen, we'll start with you and Sin and UBC and all that sort of stuff.
Okay, I'm Jasmeen. I went to high school with Ian and Scott and Eliza, and I had accounting with Ian. And currently I go to UBC and I'm doing business. I just finished off third year, which is really scary. And for the summer, I'm taking one summer class and just working part-time at a paint store. And I'm also going to be busy planning stuff for the year because I am co-president of a club there now called Sin, which I'm really super attached to. And Ian's been on it, been a guest on some of our event, 2 or 3 events. Ian's been a guest. So that's how, I've been keeping in touch recently. So
it's literally just the Sin meetings. It's very little outside of that. It's just, hey, Ian, can you do this Sin meeting? And it's like, yeah, I'd be happy to help. And that's it. That's the entire conversation. Eliza, go ahead. You can say who you are and what you're doing, all that fun jazz.
Yeah, I'm Eliza. I am the B-Tech version of Jasmeen. I am a part of the accounting trio there. And I too just finished third year business, and for the summer I'm just looking for a co-op at the moment, looking for a job. So if anyone wants to hire me, please let me know. Other than that, for Speak Your Piece, I've made some of the graphics in the past, and I've given Ian some ideas, but they mostly go unnoticed and unappreciated. So that's where we're at.
2 things. One, I think Jasmeen, Eliza, myself, I think we should refer to ourselves with accounting as the big 3, but we have two euro symbols as the E's at the end in 3. I think that'd be really cool. Also, I do take some ideas into consideration. There was the big, well,
let's just say this is one of the best ones of all ideas that's had. So
it's better than any idea I've had.
Eliza, you can put that on your resume. Yeah. Like professional graphic designer.
Put the logo on my resume.
Yeah.
All the logos on your resume, just how we're going to be referring to Jasmeen as the president because that makes us sound cooler that we got the president to come on, not even just Sin, just the president to come on the podcast, which is really cool. So going back, so again, we've all graduated with one another. Jasmeen, Eliza, myself, we're in accounting 12 together. I was the top business student in our grad class. And I am taking, what am I actually taking now at BCIT? Communication and broadcast journalism. I think is what I'm doing at BCIT now. So
I find it's really funny how that you're the top business student, yet Jasmeen and Eliza are both actually business students.
Yeah.
And you're the one that's just sitting here doing your journalism degree. Again, not making fun of you for that. Shout out to you.
Though. It's fine. Multiple people have. You can make fun of me for that. It's all cool.
The fact is, you're the top business student, yet you didn't do anything with that honor. So
I know how Excel works. I know how that all happens. That's an important thing. Nobody likes that, but it's an important thing. So we'll discuss a little bit I lost the agenda here. That's not great. So we're going to discuss a few things later on in the podcast, including because the name. Well, I should also have said this at the beginning. The name of this podcast is some form of Gaslight, Gatekeep, and Girlboss. I have to figure out how to make that all work, but that was Eliza's suggestion, so I'm definitely taking that. Jasmeen's suggestion was to create a group chat for this podcast beforehand, which I have never done because of the fact that it's literally just I text people, hey, we're doing the podcast on X date. Here's an agenda like a day before. And Jasmeen's like, no, it'd be really fun if we did a group chat together. And it's like, yeah, you know what? Fair enough. That's true.
Hey, if this is one of our best pods. We might have to keep doing that every single time if that is one of our best. If it is one of our best pods, after all. So.
Yeah, you're making me seem like I'm some sort of like nerd or like a loser or something. Like she wanted to make a group chat.
We need it.
It's making you sound smart. That's what it is.
No, you're making us like you two were much more like you had a title and a group chat idea. That's more preparation than we've. At least I do for any podcast.
I think that's just like what happens on any project when you include like women.
I mean, there's probably something to be said for that, where it's instead of just like Ian texting Scott, hey, we're going to podcast on this day. And then I just come up with the title of the pod after a couple beers on a Tuesday night. Probably not the best idea. So it's good to, have some creative differences,
We will be running the podcast by the end of the episode.
Probably. It's actually just going to be the SYP podcast, but it's actually just going to be Jasmeen and Eliza. And then I'm not going to be on a podcast again. I've had my 75 episodes and that's it. That's the podcast. So because Eliza and Jasmeen are very important guests, they're really cool people. I don't know if you guys have some stuff that you guys want to talk about or you have some important issues you want to discuss. I think you guys wanted to, but then we texted beforehand about how, I jokingly say you didn't read the agenda, but like you did read the agenda or you either didn't notice it after I saved it in the group chat, which is fine. I don't care. I don't know.
No, I did read the agenda and I was just clarifying something and you took it as I didn't read it. But I always read the agenda. I would never go into something and not read the agenda.
I did not read the agenda. I did not realize that we had an agenda.
I have it up. This is my first time reading it right now. I just opened it.
Okay.
We're good.
I read it like 3 times since you said
That's me prepared. Ready to roll.
It's a great thing that Scott comes on the podcast regularly and he sees the agenda. So I'll let Eliza, Jasmeen, if you guys have like some topics that you'd like to discuss or you think that's important that you wanted to share. Eliza and I, were we talking about F1 yesterday or 2 days ago when I was telling you about how great F1 is, and then actually their human rights is actually very questionable, and then Nikita Mazepin's also very questionable. Was that yesterday or 2 days ago?
That was a few days ago. You sort of just like you info dumped on me. And which was like really interesting because we were talking about TikTok and you said that it was all Formula One on your page. And it's like, yeah, me too. Except I'm not getting that part. I'm just getting thirst traps of Formula One drivers.
But like George Russell, though, like that dude is pretty cute. Daniel Ricciardo.
Like, who is that man? Should I know him?
You should know him. Him, Ricciardo. I like to know what other thirst trap F1 TikToks there are. My TikTok for you page has really just turned into like F1 rugby how-tos, like for cooking and for like fixing your car, which I'm assuming is related to the F1 because I don't know how to fix, I don't know how an engine works, so I have no idea how to fix my car if I ever needed to. Yeah, pretty much that's my TikTok for you page.
So what are some of like the big like abuses or like controversies with the Formula One that you were just talking about?
So Nikita Mazepin is my favorite one. He's got a really cool Wikipedia page, and by really cool Wikipedia page, I mean it's mostly just his personal life section being filled up with the time that he inappropriately groped a woman's breast without her consent, and then he's just like, yeah, I am sorry for my actions. It's like, are you? The only reason you're in the F1 is because your dad's like a Russian oligarch who's the 4th richest person in the country. Do you really feel any sympathy? And the dude is actually like a shit driver. Like it's astounding how shit the dude. Like I'm not gonna say I could be better than him, but he is definitely not deserving of like his spot, which is really funny. Also, the other thing is the fact that they drive in like they race in Saudi Arabia, they race in Abu Dhabi, they race in Bahrain, they used to race in Malaysia, they race in Singapore. Some questionable countries in their human rights.
Yeah. I mean, shitty person, shitty driver. That's to me, I don't know anything, but just based on that whole spiel, shitty person, shitty driver. Yeah.
I'm talking with the wrong group of people here, but that's okay. We can discuss other things instead of Formula One. I think Jasmeen and I were talking about one time doing a podcast where we just talk about NBA players. And like how some NBA, because I think Jordan Clarkson, not gonna lie, one of the like best looking dudes in the league, and he's like really taken off here in the last few weeks. Like I think he had like 40 points and 0 assists the other day, which is really cool. I don't know. I don't know if dudes, by the way, I don't know if dudes are still obsessed with like Ben Simmons because he was dating a Kardashian. I don't know if he's still.
No, but she's dating. He was dating Kendall for a bit, but then now she's dating.
Devin Booker, isn't it?
Yeah. They're really cute together, honestly. Like all their pictures she posts, I'm like, goddamn, like they're so cute together.
Devin Booker still looks like he's in his early 20s. That dude is like he
still is, isn't he?
I thought he was like 26.
Oh, well.
I didn't know that. I thought he was younger.
He's 24. I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
There you go. He is early 20s.
Yeah. Blake Griffin apparently gets some love for some reason, even though he's like.
Yeah, no, I don't see that. But like I like weird people, like not weird people, but
like Kelly Oubre.
Okay, no, like that's like the common, like, you know, if like someone was like asking a girl like name like the hottest basketball player, like they would say Kelly Oubre. But I don't know, I really like OG.
That's a good one, actually.
Yeah, I really like OG, and he dresses really nice too, and he's not like basic.
OG has some good drip. I will give you that for sure.
Alex Caruso.
Yeah. Obviously, like number one. Eliza, like if you saw that man, that one time where he attempted a dunk, I think I just like listened, I like fainted. I was like, goddamn, like
Eliza
popping up on my page right now. It's like
Eliza, do you know any basketball players?
Oh God, no.
Who's your favorite basketball player?
I don't like any of them.
What?
Fair enough.
I could name probably 3.
You know what? Like that's like the one thing that guys will do. Like, you know, when you first meet a guy and whatever, and you're like, you know, like I kind of like basketball, like I like watching it. The first thing they'll say is like, what team does like Jimmy Butler? Like they'll say like the most basic name.
No, we're used to.
No. Huh? I was gonna say it's more stuff like who won the 1989 Western Conference Finals.
No, Ian, it's like the most basic stuff. Like who is LeBron James? What team does LeBron James play on? And I'm like,
this is Jasmeen's experience with gatekeeping for anyone.
Yes.
Familiar with what it is. This is
This is like the nicest transition into like, Eliza, you can explain to them what gaslighting and like gatekeeping is. This is your moment.
I was like, Jasmeen and I are fresh off like women and gender studies. I was like, this podcast needs some information. And that's where the title came from.
Do you guys know what gaslighting is?
I know what gaslighting. No, I think I was also talking about this with Eliza, where one of my favorite TikToks is some girl, like I guess girlfriend goes up to her boyfriend and it's just like, my friends were kind of saying that you're not good, you're not healthy for me, and like, you're a bad influence. Like, well, your friends are shitty. You got shitty friends. You need to move on from your friends because they're assholes. I'm a good person. Your friends might be the problem person's name. And it's just like, that's funny, even though it's actually terrifying. And probably there are thousands of millions of real life examples of that happening. But I still just found it funny in a TikTok comedic form.
Yeah, so
tell us what gaslighting is. I'm anxious to know and to find out about this. I'm here to learn. So,
I mean, Jasmeen, feel free to like hop in if I mess it up. But I think at a basic form, gaslighting is something that is primarily done by men towards women at this point, where if if you bring something up or you make an argument or something, they will, instead of discussing it with you, they will aim to belittle you or make you feel as though that your claims are baseless. And so this usually comes in the forms of being like, oh, you're crazy, you're psycho, like, so on.
It's not me, it's you type of.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, just to like add on to that, it can happen in like a professional setting, a social setting, but also like your personal life. So with your friends, your brothers, someone you're dating or whatever, it can happen in any of those settings. And like a lot of people don't know what it is and like how to even recognize that it's happening to them. But I think like even till recently, until like someone fully explained it to me, I was like, and I like sat back and I like reflected. And I'm like, oh my God, I have been gaslighted my entire life because I am someone who has strong opinions. So like when I state those opinions, whether they be like at school, like with my friends or even at home, I think like every man in my life has like gaslighted me to a degree. I was
gonna say probably in accounting 12, I've definitely done that without even noticing, where it's just like something I said where it's just like, no, that's not correct. I'm a great accounting student. You're actually bad and you need to study more, even though none of us actually studied, or at least I didn't anyway. It's that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like it's, I don't know, it's a pretty crazy thing at the moment. That sort of.
I think that's definitely, sorry to interrupt you. I feel like that's a pretty issue, especially with you know relationships that aren't with COVID, they're at home a lot, and I think that's definitely come to light more. With couples being at home and potential more arguments happening, and I think you bring up a very good point, Eliza. And I guess question for me is that can it happen in like other ways too? It's not like always explicit. It's more like it can be very subtle too, right?
Jasmeen, any thoughts?
Well, I think gaslighting is more subtle because like at times, like I don't even like realize like when I'm conversing with someone in any situation that, well, now that I've like fully like understood like the definition, like this, like the signs of being gaslighted, you could say, like maybe I can like understand it more. But like before, when I was completely unaware, I think it is more subtle. It's like done in like kind of a joking way. So like a joke is made out of it, but like you walk away from that conversation as like girl and you're like, shit, like I actually had a point and they made just like a joke out of what I was trying to say and convey. And it's frustrating. And I like constantly going through that and not understanding what you're supposed to do is also frustrating.
I'm just waiting for the dudes who see gaslighting in the title and they just think we're talking about Gas Town specifically, and the history behind that, and they're not actually informed. And it's like, oh, this is a serious podcast, boo. And it's just like, no, this is actually very important stuff that needs to be talked about, especially for female listeners who maybe they aren't informed or they don't know. It's good to talk about it. It's good to bring this up.
I also like, honestly, Eliza, you can add on to it too. I honestly think it's like good for like guys to hear about it too. Like, especially if you're going, I'm an HR major, so I'm just gonna, especially as you're going into like a workplace and like an organization, you don't want to be that guy. You don't want to be that guy who's constantly like belittling or like not being inclusive to like women. I go to a business school with a lot of guys that are like, like we're in accounting, like, it's like happens in like classes to me still to this day that men just like literally sit there and completely like disregard whatever I'm saying just because they are men.
It's Chad who lives on the North Shore who's got a nice boat at Royal Vancouver Yacht Club or whatever.
Yeah, literally. No, honestly, literally, like that's what I go to school with, and so I'm just sit there and I'm like, I have given up. But you don't want to be that person, you don't want to be that guy. Like you don't want someone to walk away from a conversation and be like, shit, he was just I don't want to swear, but you know what I mean.
No, you can absolutely swear on the pod. I swear.
You just want to be an asshole. Like you don't want to be at work with someone. You don't want to be an asshole and like be that person that people don't want to work with or like talk to and stuff.
I was gonna say my brother and I were having this conversation tonight about like leadership and workplace vibes and workplace culture and setting yourself up for success compared to failure. And if you're a guy who does that and acts that way, then you're not really setting yourself, not just for you individually, but for the organization in itself. You're setting everybody up to fail when you have that one person in there.
Literally, yeah.
Really
And
great
it can be like,
Go ahead.
yeah, sorry, Scott. It can be like workplace, but honestly, like if you're in school, like group projects, I see it a lot in that too. I don't know, Eliza, have you ever interacted with someone like that?
I think it's just like, it's important to acknowledge that it's not always intentional. Like people do it without knowing, like,
Mm-hmm.
just like Jasmeen said, it is subtle sometimes. You can just be like, oh, like that seemed aggressive or something, or like that was rude. And then someone would be like, oh no, like you're being crazy. Like, why would you take it that way? Like you're so, and so like that might not seem like you're gaslighting or something from that point of view, but like when you go back and think about it, you're like, oh, like you're playing with that person's emotions, and you're like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have reacted like that, whereas it was an appropriate reaction to what was said, right?
Can I was gonna say, can we also, the other part of this title is gatekeeping. Can we discuss about gatekeeping a little bit? And for those who don't know, kind of just share our touch on that and what gatekeeping is like.
Yeah. So I think before the podcast, I've started doing this thing where I categorize people as gaslight, gatekeep, or girl boss. I was pretty dead set. I was like, okay, Jasmeen and I are gaslighters. Ian is the definition of gatekeep. Like if you ask me, like, who that you graduated with would be the first person to be like gatekeeping you? I'd be like, yeah, Ian McNaughton. And Scott is girl boss. We'll get to that later.
I love it. Yeah.
But anyways, gatekeeping is sort of what Jasmeen was saying earlier. I can't really give a definition, but like an example is when, say I was wearing a soccer jersey, say I'm rocking my Chelsea jersey, someone would go up to me and be like, name every starting player on the field is match. Or like,
Ian, I swear you have done this.
I probably have at some point too, and I don't recognize it.
100%.
Which it's a very good point. It's also funny because I feel I have recognized that, and I'm trying to be more open with that. But also that is just that's just me being like so sports centric, and that's my job where I have to know all this sort of stuff. Not to say that anybody who doesn't know it is a shitty person, because it's just sports. It's just a game. It's just people competing against people. But I do find it hilarious that Eliza says that I'm a gatekeeper, which is it's probably accurate. I can't deny it.
I mean, it's fine. I'm a gaslighter. We all have our flaws.
Everybody has baggage. It just depends on how much baggage you're willing to deal with. And then girl boss. So Scott's a girl boss.
Yeah, I'd love to hear this explanation. I cannot wait for this.
I mean, Jasmeen, do you want to take this one?
No.
Why not?
No, because you categorized it, so you have to explain.
That's true. That is true.
So, girl boss comes with a lot of energy, but basically the main definition I would give to girl boss is the mean girls in high school that go and join a pyramid scheme and then message you 3 years later saying, hey, I have this wonderful opportunity to sell knives. Would you like to join? And then you go to their Instagram and they're like, starting my new business this week. And so that's the girl boss energy.
Okay.
Which
I don't know how that particularly pertains to me, but okay.
I think it's just you don't really fit gaslight or gatekeeping. But you definitely have, I don't know, Scott, you could ask me to join a pyramid scheme. You asked me to come on the podcast. We're halfway there.
Yeah, I guess you never know. But I like the energy part. I think that definitely that fits me really well for sure. And you guys, all of you guys know I like to bring energy to anything I do, and this is one thing, and there are lots of other things. But yeah, I like that comparison. It's funny. It's good.
Does Scott have crackhead energy?
No.
No.
I hear that term get
It's like
thrown out.
the grid, you know. where it's
Oh,
like
that's you throwing that out. You talk about me and I take cocaine all the time, which is far from the truth.
I've never said you. I've never said you've taken cocaine. That's Keith. Keith is the one who just
You're
accused.
the one,
Keith,
whoa.
Keith
You're the
is.
one that said I look like Bradley Cooper from The Hangover, who's transporting cocaine.
I did not. I just said you look like Bradley Cooper from The Hangover. That doesn't necessarily specifically
But
make
he
you a
transported
cocaine.
cocaine in that movie you're referring to.
Did they transport? I can't remember that.
It was one. I think it was the third one. Anyways,
I never watched the third one. That's Keith who uses all the accusatory stuff. So I think Keith is very much like a gaslighter. Keith is that. I think
it's women.
Well, there's that too. Like Like Keith and Shmuel are both up there.
Oh yeah, Corey is. I swear, Corey. Like I love Corey, but Corey is.
They're both built different in that regard. I don't regret saying that. Now this is kind of a free slot just to discuss whatever else. I put down TikTok, Netflix TV shows. I watch F1 Drive to Survive. I don't know if you guys have other shows that you're watching right now that you're interested in watching. The other thing I put down was Mr. Verbeek with heart emoji eyes.
I saw him the other day.
Did you?
Where?
I haven't seen him.
I saw him. He was working the corner.
Oh my God.
I'm joking. He was standing at the corner. He was at Cal Tire. And he was just standing there, like in the dirt, just like.
Why? Yeah, like that. Yeah.
Was he wearing cargo shorts?
I want to
Probably.
say, but he might have been.
I was gonna say there's like a 60-40 chance he was wearing cargo shorts.
Yeah.
I loved Mr. Verbeek.
Verbeek ruled.
He really just pulled through in grade 12 accounting when Ian, Alicia did not submit a single thing. After a certain point, the three of us, we just did not, because we were the only three accounting 12 and then everyone else was accounting 11. And I think we didn't submit anything, Ian. We just got a grade. Like he would just give it to us. Like we just didn't do anything in that class.
I've said this with Scott before. It's amazing how much of high school I actually don't remember or I can't recall. I need Scott to like feed me stuff because then I can start putting the pieces together. But now that you mention it, maybe we did do anything. I don't remember. Possibly. I see Mr. Walker not frequently, but like every once in a while, because I work at Club Flex at the gym and I see his car driving by and I'm pretty sure he's going to the liquor store. That or the weed dispensary.
I thought you were about to say he goes to your gym. That would have been.
That would be awesome if Mr. Walker went to the gym. I would
join that gym, but I think as soon as he.
No, I want to see Mr. Walker be like a power lifter. That would be so cool if he was just doing bench, squat, chest, and he's like, I need to get a good pump in today and take some pre-workout before. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
TV. Are you guys watching Netflix? Any good TV shows? Again, I watch F1 Drive to Survive. I don't know if there's anything else. Actually, basically my Netflix, I can tell you what my Netflix go-tos are. Drive to Survive, F is for Family with Bill Burr is awesome. Stranger Things has gotten worse, but it's okay. I'll watch it, but it's gotten worse. Like it's progressively. And then what's the other one? Big Mouth with Nick Kroll. That's awesome. That's so fun.
It is definitely my favorite animated show.
Big Mouth. The other thing about Big Mouth is that you have to have like it's an acquired taste in a way for all the stuff that Big Mouth does and says and puts through in an episode. Scott, you just got into Stranger Things. Are you finished the first season now?
Yeah, I finished first season. It was very good. I'm like 3 episodes into the second season. Really good so far. I might watch an episode tonight before I go to bed, but we'll see. Yeah, I love it, and I'm hoping. I think it will get better, but again, we'll see what happens with that. I also like Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It's a classic, but that's one of my favorite shows out there for sure.
Yeah. I am excited for The Bachelorette to come back, and I know Scott is as well. That's what I'm looking forward to. I hope that you get the girls back on the podcast. so you guys can discuss that.
Yeah.
You know, really, I've said this to Scott. It really should just be him and the girl. Like, they can provide much better content than I can. I really just have no idea what's going on, and it would really just be better podcast wise.
No, it's fine. It facilitates discussion when you don't know, because you always ask the questions.
Yeah. It's also funny. It's funny for us because like we can laugh at some of your responses about like the like all the drama and stuff.
Bitch Boy Blake, that was one of my favorites.
Bitch Boy Blake, yeah. He was pretty funny. Yeah.
Jasmeen, are you watching TV, or are you just so busy with Sin and UBC that you don't even watch TV anymore? Or do you just watch the Raptors and that's it? Fred Van Fleet, I would watch Fred Van Fleet all the time if I got the
That is the love of my life. I would marry him if I could, but that's not gonna happen.
Band-Aid Fred is like also like
yeah.
That's
peak Fred right there.
Yes.
Yeah. I haven't really found a new show to watch, so I was watching Grace, but I do spend a lot of time on TikTok. I like an extreme amount of TikTok. My screen time for TikTok is unreal.
So how's that going, by the way? Are you gonna be TikTok famous? Like, if this UBC business thing doesn't work out, you're just gonna be hanging out with the D'Amelios in the hype houses in fucking Hollywood Hills?
Honestly, I tried. I honestly did try.
No, you just keep going. You just gotta keep going. You just gotta keep doing it. That's the thing.
No, I can't. Like, I can't even post them. They're embarrassing. I had to like go back and like delete some of the ones I had posted before because I was like, this is like so embarrassing. But now I just make them. I still make them because they're fun. It's fun to make them. But I'll just keep them private and then I'll send them to my friends.
I just gave up because they're so hard to like. I don't have the patience to edit it and do any of it.
Yeah, I have spent like an insane amount of time editing a TikTok. It's really bad.
For 10, I was gonna say for 10 likes, it's not worth it for me. The time and energy, it's just not worth it for 10 or 15 likes.
No, I just rewatch them, like the ones I make too. It's really weird. I think that's like when you're like so self-obsessed that you just watch the ones you made. It's just like videos and pictures of yourself.
No, it's like sports film studying. It's like, I could have done this better, or I could have renegaded better. That's what you could have done, and it's just that's how that works.
And then you just watch the clip of you like scoring a goal in hockey or whatever, like over and over again. Yeah. I can relate to that one for sure.
He didn't score much in hockey, so he didn't get to see that. But he knows what it's like. He gets it. Shmuel was a goalie, so Shmuel didn't get to score much either. But Shmuel was a good goalie.
Shmuel, so
probably have the same amount of goals.
Eliza's like coming for Scott.
Yikes! What have I ever done?
I'm talking about Corey. I said me and Corey, not Scott.
Sorry, I thought you were talking about Corey and Scott.
Maybe I was.
We'll just never know.
What have I ever done to you, Eliza? Feel threatened right now.
That's a good.
I'm going to join a pyramid scheme.
I've heard that before.
I didn't know.
Oh my God. Ian, we should make you like Eliza, we should make Ian a Tinder profile and then put like, I am in a pyramid scheme, or not I'm in a pyramid scheme, but like somehow like make it a point that he's somehow involved in a pyramid scheme that sells knives. I think we should do that, like right after this podcast finishes.
Have anybody on the show seen? There's like an old Kimmel skit, like where Jimmy Kimmel skit, where Will Ferrell and what's the dude? Is he in La La Land? I can't remember.
Ryan Gosling. No.
Ryan Gosling, yes. Will Ferrell and Ryan Gosling were the knife guys on Jimmy Kimmel, and they like did like this like shopping channel skit of selling knives, and then Will Ferrell's like, this knife cuts through everything that you need to get cut. Cotton candy, and it's like a whole like sword, chocolate milk, and then he like fake cuts himself, and then like pretends to bleed out on stage as he walks away. It's really funny.
Ian, we can literally put that as like a link in your Tinder bio, and
that would be cool.
And go like click on this and go watch it.
Y'all are committed to making Ian's Tinder profile top notch, hey?
Click
Now gays.
Click to support this pyramid scheme, and then it just takes it instead of Rick rolled, instead of like never gonna give you up by what's his name, Rick Ashley. It's just that video of Will Ferrell and Ryan Gosling selling knives. you want to move on to the game show? We have a game show that we do here on the podcast.
Yes.
So it's called Good, Bad, or Insert Adjective Here, and it's still a working title, even though it's been a working title for about 6 to 8 weeks. But pretty much, it's basically Scott and I usually say things that ask each other like 2 or 3 things that we have to decide are either good, bad, or insert adjective here. I don't have anything written down because I didn't prepare for this part of the podcast.
I actually am prepared for this. I pre-made.
Yeah.
I love this game show. This is a fun game show.
How many do you have? Because I might just have you do all of them because I'm not going to come up. I might come up with something on the spot, but you might.
I have 3.
All right, that's good. That saves time. When we get more people, it just takes longer and more time consuming.
Okay, so let me start number 1.
Yes.
A few of you have lived in the city. Victoria, British Columbia, the capital of this province. As a city to visit or live, Jasmeen, I'm not sure if you've lived there ever before, but I know I've visited before and I have my opinions on it. Victoria, BC, good, bad, insert adjective here.
I'll let Eliza go first because I've seen Eliza in Victoria and I can.
I'm not the person to go first for this.
Okay. I'll say that Victoria is good because I love Victoria. I love Victoria as a place to live, as a place to visit. I think it's awesome. I think it's really cool. There's so much about it's so. Oh my God, it's so easy to navigate and get yourself around Victoria compared to Vancouver. If you know where you if you know the roads and you know where you're going and where you have to go, it's so much easier to get around than in Vancouver. Love Victoria. Victoria is cool, and not just the girl who was on The Bachelor. Like the actual city is like really cool. So that's I'm gonna give a good thumbs up to Victoria, BC.
Okay. Objectively, I would give it a
No. Don't do that. Do not do that.
Wow.
Personally, I'm gonna go with old, maybe.
Okay.
Just the vibes I get there, the retirement community. It's just got that aging feel.
You would love Kelowna.
Oh God. No. Well, part of that it was also like where you were living in Victoria. Well, weren't you in Saanich, Eliza? Like, weren't you more Saanich than actual Victoria? Like, you didn't even. You need to get downtown more. That was your problem. You didn't get down to the.
Oh, Ian.
Ian, did you go out while you're in Victoria?
Many times. I've been out many times.
Where's your favorite spot?
Probably upstairs.
Why did I never see you there? Oh my God.
No, the best part about upstairs. So, one lax game that I covered in Victoria. We went to where upstairs is. We went there. What's the place? Is that Darcy's that's right below it?
Yeah.
And we went to Darcy's first, and then I asked a couple of my buddies who I was with, I was like, what's upstairs? While we were in Darcy's and the music's going and we were having drinks, I asked what's upstairs, and it's like, upstairs. And it's just like, yeah, no, I get that, but like, what's upstairs? And it's just this really bad Seinfeld episode where it's just like, what's upstairs? And it's just like, upstairs. And it's just like, okay, I'm done. Upstairs in Darcy's actually like cool. I like Victoria.
So I apologize to listeners, but I do have a present for you, Ian. Look at this.
Oh my God, that's awesome. Oh, that's so cool.
That is my drawing of upstairs.
Oh, that's so cool. I'm so excited for that.
God. Oh, I'm so talented.
You've actually made my day with that.
That honestly worked out really well. I'm happy I put Victoria as one of my good baddies. That worked out.
That's so cool.
During the pandemic, I missed the club a little bit, so I was like, I'm gonna.
That's so sick.
What's the country bar down the road, like past Johnson Street? What's the country bar?
That's the Duke.
The Duke.
If I went to Duke, I would be there every week. Not every week.
That place was a little bit sketchier.
They play Taylor Swift though.
Sure, but I mean, like, wasn't it a more expensive cover charge and like it's not as good of a part of Victoria. Like,
I haven't been to the Duke, so I can't.
Okay, so the Duke is like what's that store that's I can't think of it. But anyways, it's so for Victoria people, it's like past Johnson Street Bridge on Government, I think that is, and then pretty much you go beyond that, and it's near. I think there's a Lordco,
I think the Victoria people know where it is.
probably. Anyways, go check out the Duke if you're interested in country bars. If you just like a cool bar, I'd go to Darcy's or upstairs. Yeah, both slap.
Mean, do you have any thoughts on Victoria?
I've only been once, and I don't know. I haven't heard good things from Eliza, so I would say bad. And I would also say bad because Eliza lives there. Huh? I am very biased because I hate that she picked UVic. Like I tell her till this day, like we're going into 4th year, and I still say it. I'm like, I hate you for going there. So I think, yeah, I'm biased, so I would say bad.
Yikes.
I don't know if Jasmeen. I don't know if you'd like living in. Victoria.
I think I've heard I wouldn't like it. From
It
what
depends-
like Eliza's like no.
No, it depends on where you live. Like Eliza's situation was a little bit different, but like if you actually like, I used to live in the uplands in Oak Bay when I lived in Victoria, which was obviously a way much nicer part of Victoria, and like a really like especially going down to the beach and hanging out on the beach on the summer days, like that rocks.
It was like
but-
a 5-minute walk, wasn't it, from your
yeah,
place?
5-10 minute walk to the beach from my place, which was pretty cool.
I
Don't-
lived in one of the nicest res buildings, and it was 5 minutes from the beach. Okay.
Well, you just go down you just go down Mackenzie, pretty much all the way fucking down the hill. Plus, I don't know if how Jasmeen would like take to the deer that are like.
Yeah, she's terrified.
Yeah, she would probably be terrified of the deer.
Yeah.
I could say that she wouldn't like it.
Scott,
Every person that lives there, like who knows me pretty well, says I wouldn't like it. So
Interesting.
all right, Scott, what's your next good, bad, or insert adjective here?
This one, I'm pretty sure all of you had this teacher in high school. And I'm gonna preface this. This is one of my favorite teachers in high school. So Mrs. Taylor, who taught English, for me, taught English 10, 11, and 12. Helped me, honestly, I learned more from her than I learned in first year English at university. That's not a joke, that's for real. So I owe like a lot of my like writing and like lab reports and stuff that I've done in school. I owe my success to her. So yeah, what are your thoughts on Mrs. Taylor? Because I'm pretty sure everyone has.
I just had it for grade 10. I just
Yeah.
had her 1 year in grade 10.
I had her for 2 years, grade 11 and 12.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think she was good. She was a good teacher for me for like the grade 10 I had. Yeah, she was very nice, very friendly. I didn't have to do dishes. That was the cool part, is that I didn't have to do dishes.
Good job.
I was that good of a student.
I would say she was good too. I think she always had she was super organized,
Yeah.
and I really got along with her super well. So I was never like super close with her. Like that was like one teacher I never got super close with, but yeah, I think good.
Her classroom was also at like the other end. I don't even remember whose
Yeah.
lockers were there. Like it wasn't a main classroom per se.
No.
So that was kind of a disappointing, because I like Miss Taylor was cool. I like good personality too, but just like hardly saw her because of the fact I didn't have her as a teacher. And
What, Ian, are you gonna talk to her in the hallway if you saw her? She'd be like, why is this random person speaking to me? Like, she would definitely not remember you.
No.
Like, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm so sorry.
People know Biggie. People
People
I'm
know
memorable
people.
to people. People know
No,
Biggie.
I'm not saying it like that, but I'm like, okay, if you had her in grade 10, you ran into her when we were in grade 12, very high chance she doesn't remember who you are. And very fair.
She also had Neil too. Like she taught Neil.
Oh.
But I mean, a hello goes a long way. Like just saying.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry, Ian. I'm really sorry.
No, that's all right.
Eliza, what are your thoughts?
Yeah.
I never had Miss Taylor.
Oh, you didn't? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you did.
I had Mr. McJanet for 2 years and Demers for grade 12 with Ian.
Yeah, we had English. Do we also have writing together?
No, I did not do writing.
Okay, it was just English.
Wait, we had writing as a class?
Yeah.
That was an
Yeah.
option. I get shit from Keith for that all the time. It was like a creative writing class, and it was like my favorite class in high school. And then it was with the MERS, and there was only maybe a dozen of us who were in the class. And then, of course, this is like second semester, grade 12, so most of us just
Yeah.
fucked off by June. And then, yeah,
Yeah, I took that I took it, I think last year as an elective, a creative writing class. So
You know,
I didn't even know we had one.
There you go. Who knew?
you know,
I guess I should do my last good bad adjective here. Since I haven't been in this town that often for the last couple years, there's been a lot of new food trucks that have come up, and one of them that caught my eye was is it Boozer Rolls or
Boozer Rolls?
Yeah, Boozer Rolls. Yeah. What are your thoughts on that? I've never had it, so I'd like to hear your thoughts.
We did a big eats on that, I think, Rav and I did last year. Let me go back and see if I can find it. I'll let Eliza and Jasmeen talk first, but I think we did a big eat.
What are your thoughts on Boozer Rolls?
I might have had Boozer Rolls once last summer.
Okay.
They're good.
Cool.
I don't know. They're fun. It's definitely an experience. It's expensive as far as ice cream goes, but it's good.
That I can say yes to that. I can preach that.
Jasmeen?
I actually haven't tried it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a huge like dessert person.
Okay.
I'm very and I don't really go to food trucks and stuff. Like
Yeah.
I go to McDonald's.
Fair enough.
So
Their soft serve is very good still.
But by the way, just for people who don't remember or don't know, I do remember Jasmeen every lunch hour would have to have an ice cap or else she would not function in the afternoon. So if we had an accounting class in the afternoon and she didn't have an ice cap, we were screwed, and it was going to be a long accounting class.
That wasn't an afternoon thing. That was like every 2 hours she needed a new ice cap.
I just remember it like if she because we had lunch hour obviously, and if she didn't get an ice cap at lunch hour, she was done for the afternoon.
It was so bad. I like look back at it and the amount of ice caps I had. I think like in one day my record was 6 or 7. It's like disgusting. Like I'm like looking one day, like morning to end, like 7 ice caps. Wow. And I'm just like
straight ice caps.
You're
running on straight ice caps.
Yeah, ice caps, like McDonald's every day for lunch. I don't eat I'm not someone who eats like a lot healthier now, but like I can't drink an ice cap that often. Like once in a while I'll still have it. But when I was like, funny enough, when I was like going through my yearbook, because I was cleaning out my closet, I was flipping through my yearbook and every single person who wrote in my yearbook mentioned ice caps. And I was like, holy, like I actually had a problem. Because I was like mean when I didn't have one.
I'm pretty sure Mr. Verbeek like made fun of you for when you didn't have one or when you had one.
Mr. Verbeek, I think like every teacher at House Sound thought I was like slightly crazy. I think they thought I was like weird. But yeah, he made fun of me a lot. But I love Mr. Verbeek. He was one of my favorite teachers.
Verbeek ruled. Yeah, I found the Bosa rolls and I think I gave it a 4 stars. And I can't even remember.
That's pretty good.
I don't want to go through it all and see what I had, but yeah.
There you go. Well, I'll have to go try it at some point. But I wanted to know your guys' thoughts on it before I go and venture and spend. Is it what $10, $12 on like?
Yeah, have fun spending $20 on ice cream.
Can I do a good, bad, or blank?
Yes.
Sure.
Oh my God. Okay.
It's insert adjective here, but sure. Yeah, you try.
Okay. Sorry. Okay. Do I have to like give like a talk? Like you gave like a background.
You whatever you want. You can just say the.
Okay. I just want to. Okay.
Jasmeen,
online dating apps. Good, bad, or insert adjective.
No, it's funny. No, it's funny because I know some people. Like I know some people who've actually met like husband or wife through Tinder.
Yeah,
I think that's more of a rarity, though. Like I think that's more every blue moon. Not like I don't think every Tinder relationship is ending in a marriage, so I wouldn't bank on it. But I think it's fine. I mean, if that's what you're doing and that's what you're interested in, go for it. I think it's fine.
Is fine your adjective?
Fine's my adjective. I don't even know if fine is an adjective.
Yeah, fine's an adjective.
Fine's an adjective? Okay.
Yeah, that works. Eliza, go ahead if you want.
I'm leaning towards bad. I don't think I'm the right person to give a judgment on this, but yeah, I'm leaning towards bad. I don't enjoy it that much.
I do know some people who have told me, like, in the small town setting, it doesn't go well. Like, if you're from Squamish and you use Tinder and then you just find all the people that you went to high school with in a half a day, because you're either A, horny, or B, bored, or C, all of the above, and then you just find everybody that you went to high school with at the same time. That's probably one of the biggest drawbacks, somebody was telling me. So just throwing that out there.
Like, I don't know. I've had not great success. I'd rather meet someone in person and talk to them face to face versus online. That's just how I've always been. But it does work for some people and it just doesn't work for everyone. And I'm one of those people it doesn't work for. So
Do you use the FaceTime feature?
Sorry?
I said, do you use the FaceTime feature?
No.
Okay, okay, this is a good question now that you bring it up. What apps are you, outside of like FaceTime, are you actually using like the video call feature on? Like we video call on Discord, I FaceTime people, but I'm not going on the Instagram video call. If somebody sends me an Instagram video call, I'm probably blocking you. Like that's like too far. You know where else to reach me.
I've gone a Snapchat video call.
Yeah, I do Snapchat.
Yeah, there's that.
Sometimes.
I use all of them, I guess.
I had Messenger. We used to play when COVID was really first happened. We used to play Among Us. Eliza came on like twice, but then she was like kicked out right at the beginning, so she left.
Yeah, they thought it sucks.
We played Minecraft. There were some of us who were playing Minecraft at the beginning of the pandemic, and I never played it before. And then I realized I'm not meant to play Minecraft. It's not.
No, Among Us, like we played a lot.
What about Fortnite?
Never.
No.
Do you know how many times when I bring up Fortnite, like Jazz Joe says she'll kick my ass in Fortnite?
Because she probably will.
Good.
Yeah, and it's just like, yeah, I'm not that good. Like, I don't know if she thinks I'm a good, like, because I hang out with Rab and Keith and they play Fortnite, and Scott is actually a big gamer boy. But I mean, I'm not a good Fortnite player. Stop. If you threaten me with Fortnite, that's an empty threat. Is there any other good, bad, or insert adjective here that you'd like to put in? Anybody? No?
Liza, go. Think of one.
Eliza's got one going, yeah.
I'm blanking.
Okay. Ian, do we have a mailbag?
We have 4 mailbag questions for this week's pod. One of them from Shmuel, by the way. So Tanner, who was on a podcast last week, shout out Tanner, he asked, what one food you have to eat for the rest of your life? One food that you have to eat for the rest of your life, ? What would you eat if you had one food for the rest of your life?
Potatoes.
Potatoes?
Ooh, that's a good one.
So versatile.
That's true. That's a good point, actually.
I always come with that one with it's a logical, it's so versatile and you can actually live off them.
That's a very smart answer, actually.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Jasmine, one
Oh my
food.
god, mine's like stupid. I was gonna say chicken nuggets from
Ice
McDonald's.
Ice caps.
No.
No, Jasmine lives off ice caps. We'll just say that.
Yeah, but now it's chicken nuggets. I have a weird thing for chicken nuggets.
Fair enough.
I don't know if they brought spicy nuggets up to Canada, but they had spicy nuggets going into States apparently, and that was all the rage. Kind of want a big eat.
Whatever, it happened in the States.
Do a big eat spicy nuggets, yeah.
Some spicy nug reviews.
For me,
Habanero sauce.
Yeah, tacos for me. I think tacos I'm a big taco guy. Love some Mexican food, so give me some tacos and I'll be happy for the rest of my life.
That's a good one.
This is probably not a real answer and not my true answer, but I've been craving mango slices for the last 3 days for whatever reason. So I'm probably just gonna say mango slices. That's a bad answer and probably not the. That's probably true. That's about right. If I actually have one thing to live off of for the rest of my life.
Top Hat pizza.
No, not Top Hat pizza. I'm goddamn. I'm gonna say eggs. I'll say eggs.
Okay.
Eggs will be cool. Ravisher, SYP creator Ravisher has 2 questions.
Oh.
I'm
First,
scared. I'm scared.
what's Jasmeen and Eliza's thoughts on the Tom Wilson situation?
I'm gonna need a rundown because I know that it's not great.
So Tom Wilson body slammed a dude on the ice with no helmet on. Well, the guy he body slammed had no helmet on. He got fined $5,000 for body slamming some dude onto the ice. And then all hell broke loose. Scott, if you want to, I don't really want to get into it too much, but
yeah, I'll just say the player that got body slammed on the ice is one of the most notable figures in the NHL, and the fact that there was no suspension for Wilson, who is a repeat offender, and normally repeat offenders will get a higher suspension, and likely resulting in more games, being lost, right? So, yeah.
If you get the chance, I can't pull it up because we don't have copyrights, but you guys should go and look on your own time. And
like the situation spiraled, right? Like there was
very much so. Yes, like in a matter of 3 days, all hell broke loose.
Yeah, my thoughts are the league should have just suspended him, even though they gave him the fine. They should have just suspended him after all that. So, why not? There was no. Obviously, people were calling for it, and it was justified. So I don't see why they wanted to cover their tracks. But
that's a good answer, Eliza. Jasmeen, do you have any thoughts on the Tom Wilson situation?
I'm not really well versed in hockey, but
I also haven't seen this hit, so maybe don't listen.
Yeah, I don't know.
Not for nothing. Tom Wilson is 6'4" and 220. He's a pretty tall lad.
Well, he has my last.
But then if he's like a repeat offender,
oh no, he's a very dirty player.
Yeah.
So if he did that, if he's is that putting the other person at high risk?
Yes.
I don't know.
Higher risk.
I don't know, Eliza. Have you ever body slammed someone to the ice without them having a helmet on?
Honestly, I wouldn't doubt it.
I'll just say I would pay $5.
I was probably just couldn't stop because I was a bad skater.
That's a lot of Wednesday public night skates in Squamish where it's just like, help me, and then somebody just drag somebody else down. Fun fact, I would pay $5,000 to body slam somebody on the ice if I could. If I got the opportunity to, I would definitely do it. I don't know who I would, but I would definitely have to think about it and then do it. Rav's second question that he asked, what do they think of Miss the Rage by Trippie Redd? The song.
That is gibberish. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know why he said that because he always gets mad at me because he'll say these artists and songs and I.
It's like me with my brother when my brother's like, hey, have you heard of Lou G the Third or something? It's a made up name. It's obviously not real, but it's just I have no idea who that
Ian,
is.
what's your favorite song in the moment?
Yeah, let's do that.
What am I listening? Favorite song at the moment right now? Probably "Miss the Rage" by Trippie Redd. No, no. I've actually. What am I listening to a lot right now?
I'm just checking my most played.
It's some mix of Travis Scott, Jack Harlow, rap, and then also 80s just rock music when I'm driving down in the car. By the way, American Dream by Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young is a banger. Highly recommend. 10 out of 10. What is everybody else listening to? Who has new music? I know who was pissing me. Teresa was pissing me off because she got upset at me for saying that I don't listen to Driver's License, and how have I never listened to Driver's License? And it's just I don't know. It doesn't pop up in my feed. I'm not listening to, what's her name, Olivia. I don't know. I'm not listening.
I love that song.
She was number 1 for 8 weeks. It did.
Yeah, she was.
Cool. I didn't hear it. I no idea it existed.
Yeah.
But I could tell you about the Minnesota Wild cap situation because that's more applicable to my life. But whatever. Scott, what are you listening to right now? And please tell me it's Narcos by Migos.
No, it's not Narcos by Migos. I am waiting for Culture 3 to come up though. That's gonna be one of the best albums of the year. Right now, Thomas Rhett came out with a new album a couple weeks ago. Yeah, I know you don't like country, but I'm a big country guy. Some people know. So he's got some good songs on the album.
Why don't you just live in the Okanagan full time and live out your dream with an Albertan Dodge lifted Ram pickup truck with a skidoo out the back, and just listen to insert country music art. What'd you say the guy's name was? Thomas
Rhett.
Thomas Rhett. Listen to that dude in your lifted Dodge pickup truck, driving down the highway with your skidoo at the back, and let everybody know how fucking awesome you are and how everybody else sucks.
Are you done?
I am done. Yes, I am done.
Okay, cool. I'm also a big Travis Scott guy, so when I work at the golf course, like something to get, when I'm cutting grass and stuff, it helps a bit. So blurs out the noise of the machines, which get pretty loud. So yeah.
Eliza, what are you listening to right now?
What do you think?
No. I'm not actually. I actually know what you're gonna say, but I'm just trying to think of some joke thing I can say here that'd be really funny. Enter Sandman by Metallica.
Yeah, that's the one.
Perfect.
How you got it?
I have no idea. I'm assuming it's just Taylor Swift. What's your Taylor playlist? Well, actually, you told me you had a 3-hour Taylor workout playlist. Is that true?
Yeah, that is true.
That's cool. What's your top 5 Taylor albums right now? Go.
Albums.
Oh.
Albums. Top 5 Taylor Swift albums right now.
Oh.
Go.
Okay.
I don't know any, so I can't tell you any, but
Jeez. This is rude.
That's a loaded question.
Speak Now, Fearless Red, Reputation, 1989.
great stuff. I totally agree.
None of us know what they are.
Yeah. No. Cool.
You asked for the top 5 albums. I don't know. No particular order.
It's free content. It's not like people can be upset with this.
I think my favorite song of the week. I do song of the week. It's
what's your okay. Is Willow ever a favorite song of the week? Because that I could use that for so many different sports references. It's actually insane.
It was song of the week a few weeks ago.
Okay, cool. Jasmeen, did we ask you about your song? What you're listening to right now?
I was looking at my recently played, and it's the 2 where turning page. Eliza's gonna kill me.
Should we have a marathon later?
Yeah, I was really sad, so I've been listening to Turning Page on repeat. Do you guys know that song?
No idea.
I think you should leave it without context.
Yeah, just leave this podcast and just sit there and listen to Turning Page.
Cool, nice. I hear it's great. Finally, the last question comes from Corey Wilson. Why do both of them not know how to drive sufficiently? No, Jasmeen had a really good point. Jasmeen, what was your point?
Oh, don't say that. That was so mean.
No, that was actually good. That was actually a good quote. But I think this is where Corey's misogyny is coming in of women aren't as good of drivers as men are, haha. And Corey thinks he's making a good point, but he actually isn't.
Hot girls can't drive.
Is hot?
It might be misogynistic, but I can't drive at all. So he wasn't wrong in his thing.
Is Hot Girl Summer a walking experience? These are the questions because you can't drive. These are the questions that just come into my head, and they just
Hot Girl Summer.
Well, no, is it?
You know what? They're excluding me. They have a group chat, and they're excluding me, and I'm so mad about that.
Who is they? Are we gonna name drop?
I can name drop. Teresa is excluding me, and she won't let me be part of it.
She's simping this summer, so she's busy.
White Boy Summer this summer will feature Sweet Caroline on repeat all summer.
Okay, I don't know what that is. Wait, say my thing that I said for Corey's question.
So Corey's question of why do both of them not know how to drive sufficiently? Jasmeen responded with in the chat. Where is it here?
I have it here, Ian.
Okay. By the way, before we get into that, you also have to explain birth charts to me because I don't understand what birth charts are.
Yeah.
You said that you were going to do that.
All right. So the quote is, "Successful women have unsuccessful men to drive us around." End quote. That is the quote.
I mean that, Corey.
That's actually a very good point, though. I think there is some truth to that.
I want to get an electric bike. If I'm working downtown and if I'm like living outside of downtown, I think I'm just gonna bike to work.
Could you get into
die.
skate? Could you get into skate? What'd you say, Eliza?
I said, does Jasmeen know how to ride a bike?
That too, I have not but then I'm like really stuck because I get scared like on the buses and like the SkyTrain and stuff. So then if I get a job downtown, I can't drive. What am I gonna do? I can't I'm gonna walk across the Granville Bridge.
I mean, we've had this conversation before. I live in Burnaby and it's literally a bus and a SkyTrain.
Okay, but Ian, Eliza, Scott, he's always like messages me and he's like, let's hang out. I'm like, yes, Ian, let's hang out.
No. In first year I did because you said we should hang out in first year, and then after like a week or 2 weeks, like, hey, do you want to hang out? And we had a date, and then you canceled like twice, and it's like I'm just not gonna bother. This isn't worth my time.
Different. I was a different person in first year. I don't know what you're talking about. that was a different version of me.
Anyway, still was just like, yeah, no, gonna cancel. And that was like multiple times. It's just like
no, because he would be like, oh my God, like I'm coming.
I'm trying to make a time. My life's busy too. I got 4 classes. I don't just have, all the time in the world to go out to fucking UBC, which is not convenient because of the fact that there's just a bus out there for transit. Which that's a whole
stressful experience. So I get it, Jasmeen.
Thank you.
That's also another talking point about the fact that there's only a bus for public transportation to go out to UBC because that's.
Oh no, we're getting it. I think we're gonna get a SkyTrain in the next like something years.
Oh hell yeah!
A survey or something. I don't know.
SkyTrain should be going all the way out to Chilliwack with all the people coming into the city.
Put it across the country.
Well, there's that.
Ian, are you a conservative?
No, you know what? No, you know what I am. It's just fucking. So I went to. No. So what it is the fact that I went to Japan, right? And they do things so much more efficiently without the bureaucracy that we have. Because let's say we wanted to build a train all the way across Canada, right? Like let's say we wanted to build obviously there's like CN, but let's say we build like a high-speed rail going across Canada, right?
Yeah.
Canada could never agree on where the train should go, how much it would cost, like what all need, like food and wet restrooms and all that sort of shit. Canada could not figure out because we'd be arguing over it for like 10 years. While in Japan, it's just like the train's going this way, it's going to cost this much, and it's going to take this long to get to and from places. And it's just like, holy fuck, that's so easy and makes my life so much more convenient compared to here where the SkyTrain where's the SkyTrain? SkyTrain goes to King George, and yet there's still like Langley and Abbotsford and Chilliwack and all the way out there where people are commuting into the city, where instead people could just take a SkyTrain. That's my rant for the day.
There you go. And again, you look at we've had a discussion before, but you look at a place like Europe, the train network is phenomenal there. It's in like an hour from Cologne, Germany to Frankfurt. Just a random example, but point is like
you went on that train example to Germany. You went on that train. That's why it's a random example for you.
Wait, why were you there, Scott? When did you go to Germany?
Oh, that's a great story. If Scott wants to tell that on the podcast,
I'll tell you guys after the pod. Yes, I went just after graduation, a month after. So.
Oh.
Yeah, you remember.
I think I pieced it together.
You go.
Yeah, you got it now. You figured it out.
There you go. Eliza's laughing now. So, Do we have any more mailbag questions?
We don't have any more mailbag questions, but do you guys want to talk about birth charts for like a second because we're way past Scott's bedtime? I know I'm a Scorpio.
We're so riveting.
Oh my God, Ian, you're a Scorpio?
I know that much. So this goes back to another one of my stories. Scott knows this one. So there's a girl that I went to school with at SMU who I can't remember what her name is, but I just referred to her as Turkish girl because of the
Right.
because I can't remember her name, and she was from Turkey, and she like really nice, really friendly. But she was so big into like astrology and your signs, and I'm a
I don't know
whatever.
where Eliza is, but I'm trying to point at me and Eliza too. Like I'm trying to point at us.
I got like I would see this girl every week. We were like we would study with each other like once a week up at like the SFU Harbor Center in downtown, and she would like go off about like I'm this like I act this way because I'm a Capricorn or something, and it was just like. I don't think that's true. I think you're just making excuses. You should like the astrology thing. I think is kind of bullshit. No offense. That's
Oh my God, you're literally a Scorpio.
That's the that's the gaslighting in me, where it's just like this astrology thing is kind of bullshit. Maybe you should think about something else. And
why were you going on study dates with this girl?
I wasn't even going for study dates. It was literally just like this girl wanted to study like what were we doing?
Yeah, that's a study date. That is as good, like as clear of a definition.
Is it?
Ian,
Okay.
you're like exposing yourself.
Cool. This girl was like in her late 20s. She had a boyfriend or at least a fiance, and she was moving in like at the time that she was going to school. I mean, seemed nice, but she just was big in. So she was big into astrology, and I know from her that I'm a Scorpio, and I have Scorpio energy.
You do.
I would love for
Really
you to
do.
know what time of day you were born so we could just really.
I think it was the morning.
Okay, that's a
Here,
start.
how this? I know my exact date, like time of birth and my sign. Yeah.
Do you know
Scott remembers it.
Scott,
Sorry.
do you know your entire chart then?
I don't know. No. I know I'm a Libra, which 100% tracks. Yeah, I'm definitely Libra. And I was born at 10:12 p.m. on a Tuesday.
Jasmeen, go put it in a chart right now.
Go calculate
Can
this,
you do
Jasmine.
it? I usually just go on CoStar.
I was gonna say I think I was Scorpio. I was born on a Sunday morning. I think like.
But okay, Ian, I'm just gonna explain it to you. Okay. Back in the day, if I was like meeting a new guy or whatever, and he was like, "Oh, I would always ask them their star sign. I'd be like, "Can you tell me your star sign?" And then I would make them like download this app. This is really fucked up. No.
This is really funny though, by the way.
Yeah, so I used to like make them download like this app, and I would like test. Like I wouldn't tell them what it like that I could literally test our compatibility on it. But if a guy ever told me he was a Scorpio, I would literally like run. Like I would like not happening.
That makes a lot of sense for a lot of reasons.
What's your birthday?
October 17th.
October 17th. We're gonna find his birth chart in a sec.
Yeah, but then like that was like a fun game that I used to play back in the day.
I remember there was a meme going around for a while there where it's like, I wish we could go back to the 1800s where I could just call a female a witch and get her banished for life. And, and it's just like, wow, okay. Where like back in the day.
I didn't see that meme. I didn't see that one.
Oh, it was something about like along those lines of like just wanting to go back where, you know, men dominate, especially white men dominated everything. And so like, if you just say, my wife's a witch, it's like, oh, we have to hang her. We have to execute her. We cannot have any witches because they just believe that the fucking sun went around the earth and all that sort of shit.
Anyways,
any words on birth charts?
She's getting his ready.
Yeah, loading.
How long does this take? Is this like Dom? Is this like Dom Lucian's fucking NHL probability?
I'm an Aquarius.
Okay.
It is.
Does that mean you like to? Does that mean you like to swim, Jasmeen?
That you're not funny.
No.
I can't even this one.
Nice.
Okay.
Eliza's a Gemini.
I am a Gemini. That is correct.
And it's and I like we send each other TikToks that correlate with like our star signs.
See that's what you guys are doing, and then like Justin, Scott and I's buddy Justin just sent F1 TikToks to one another about like. At first, I was like, George Russell as a joke, but bro, I don't think it's a joke anymore. And we just
My TikTok lately has been just like babies, a lot of babies, cute babies.
That's great. That's
That's-
great.
I want someone to have a child.
Can't find his rising sign on here, Jasmeen.
Why?
I don't know.
I'm
Do you
like,
want to see a funny TikTok?
yeah, let's hear it.
I don't know if we have copy.
This is my favorite sound right now. I'm not gonna show the TikTok. I just want to play the sound. This is my favorite sound.
Okay.
Body yada yada. It's just every Meg Thee Stallion.
No. Let me look for it while Eliza's doing that.
Scott, what
The
are we
song.
doing? Oh. Jesus Christ.
It's literally my favorite sound.
No, I really don't know. Am I happy to?
That's what.
Jasmeen, are you ready for this?
Yes, I want to hear this.
You ready for Scott's birth chart?
Well,
Scott
you might have to send this to me later.
Scott is a Libra sun with a Gemini moon and a Cancer rising.
I see that.
Honestly, I have no idea.
That doesn't mean any. That doesn't mean anything.
No, but it's funny.
I literally, it's so funny because it's so true.
Okay.
So true. So true.
Can we get some explanation?
Can you give like a rundown of the sun, moon, and
Sure. Okay. Sure.
Wait, let me find the definition.
Give us the Reader's Digest of like why Scott is a Libra.
Which one's the
Cancer.
one like your true self, like the one that you like appear as? Is it the rising?
I think the rising is supposed to be like your appearance and the way.
Yeah, so the sun one is like whatever, like that's whatever. But like, once
fuck
you
the
really
sun
get into
one. Yeah, fuck that one.
So there's the rising, and then there's the one of them is what you are like projecting like to other people. So and then the other one is like how you are like when you're alone. So I think you're a Cancer when you're alone, right, Eliza? Is that what was his?
I think moon is like when you're alone.
Okay, so ascendant, your rising is like the mask you present to people.
Okay.
And it's like how you come off to people when they first meet you. So what was his rising, Eliza?
Cancer.
Cancer.
Yeah, so the like Cancers are like sensitive,
Touchy feelies.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like that. That's like the first like thing that like the energy that you would like give off to a stranger if they met you and had like a conversation with you.
That's really accurate, actually.
But that's not who you truly are.
Okay.
Okay,
So-
what's his
Okay.
what's his descendant thing?
Is descendant?
Ian, I'm learning a lot here, just so you know. I'm like,
Sorry, his moon or whatever.
I'm
it
checking
is.
I'm checking the manners school.
Gemini.
His moon is a Gemini. So like the moon, which is Gemini, is what rules your emotions, moods, and feelings. This is likely the sign you most think of yourself as, since it reflects your personality when you're alone or deeply comfortable.
okay.
So Eliza is a Gemini. So when you're alone, Scott,
Yeah.
Eliza, can you describe like the things of like a Gemini?
I think Geminis, like they get the rap for being two-faced because they got like a nice duality to them. They're good at communication and they're very curious and intellectual.
Yeah.
So that's like how you are to yourself, like your true self is. But when you're around other people, you kind of project yourself as
Gotcha.
someone else.
Okay. Interesting. Wow.
Yeah. But there is not like that big of a difference. I would like Cancer, sometimes they're like crazy different. Like
Right. Okay.
your rising and your moon.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
But I think I've always known I've been a Libra, and just how I feel my personality is as like a person, I am very much a Libra like
Yeah.
type and build, and I'm pretty like dead set Libra for sure. So
I'm pretty sure
I have my co-star open, so my sun sign, like my sun is like Aquarius.
right.
My moon sign is a Cancer.
Okay.
Which like just like makes so much sense. So my moon is Cancer and my rising is Capricorn. And when I looked into that, that really did make sense.
Yeah.
It made a lot of sense. At first I was like in denial that my rising is a Capricorn, but then when I like read into it, I was like, okay, that makes sense.
Ian, you look so confused right now.
I'm very confused. I was told I am very much a Scorpio, and I've just gone with that the entire time. Also, the Mariners up on the Dodgers, so that's kind of why I haven't been totally paying attention, because I've been watching some baseball on the side here.
I didn't really see. I'm a
Say
Gemini
yours.
sun and a Sagittarius moon with a Scorpio rising.
Shout out Scorpios.
Yeah.
That's not a good rising to have.
Currently, I present like Ian, so.
I don't see why not. I mean, Scorpios are cool.
Scorpios are like scary.
Oh,
find Scorpios
thank
scary.
you. Oh, thank you. That's
No,
really
because they're,
kind
like,
of you to
slightly,
say that.
like,
Oh.
No, Scorpios are like slightly like manipulative. I can't say it. Eliza. Yeah. And they're like very like me, like I'm the best human. They have like a
As we know, you're the Scorpio slander.
I don't know, Scorpios, me and Scorpios just no.
Literally have a Cancer moon.
I know. So embarrassing.
Yeah, Scorpio. I'm standing all Scorpios. Anything Scorpio related, I'm all for it. I'm tired of this Scorpio slander that's come on this podcast. That
I was just happy, Eliza, that Rohit was not Scorpio anything. When I made him make his like rising and moon thing, I was like, you are not Scorpio. This is perfect.
There you go.
Fine, slander Scorpios.
Guys about that.
On that note, we're going to end because it's past Scott's bedtime. Thank you very much for listening. Jasmeen or Eliza, I'll give you a little bit here if you want to plug anything or you want to promote anything that you're doing right now. Go ahead, go for it. We got a bit of time here, so go ahead and plug anything that you want to promote.
I would like to say that we've come a long way from the first podcast that we filmed in the car. We've moved to our bedrooms now, so we've really come a long way. Good job, Ian, for doing that.
And Jasmeen didn't leave either, which is cool.
Yeah, Jasmeen stayed the entire time.
And she got to slander Scorpios on this goddamn podcast.
Anyone has an internship, please hire me. Thank you.
Jasmeen, anything you'd like to plug?
Nothing much, but thanks, Ian, for having us and always being so supportive of Sin. If you guys follow Sin, please follow it and come to the events. You don't have to, anyone from Squamish does not have to pay for these events. I will just send you the link for free. You just need people in attendance.
I was gonna say I'll just like tag the social meet, like I'll tag the account and get promotion through that because it's actually really cool. And even I've learned stuff from other guests that you had. I can't remember her name because I think it was the person after me. She was into fashion and she was in the fashion industry.
Oh yeah.
And she like that was really informative and that was like really cool. And for somebody like myself who wears a gray t-shirt and black shorts, who is like the antonym of fashionable, it was actually really cool. Learning about that and seeing how that industry operates.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, if you guys can follow Sin, that would be really awesome. If you guys ever want anyone listening wants to collaborate, wants to come on Sin as a speaker, always welcome. People listening to the podcast are always welcome. And then, thanks, Ian, for having us. And we're so proud of you. I always say this at the Sin stuff too. Everyone like in our club knows Ian now because like he's like one of our like regular like speakers we can rely on. And it's always really nice to have someone from home.
Can I also just say, so I picked up Armin, our buddy Armin from the airport on Saturday. And Armin was telling me that his girlfriend wants to come and visit us and like meet all like Scott and I and all the friend group. And she's interested to speak your piece and she likes the brand and all this stuff, and it's just like
He also
why-
won like 3 Saturday selections. By
well, no, it was also just like, why do you want to meet me? I haven't done jack shit. Like, why would you want to meet me? Like, why would you want to come all the way from Alberta to meet me? I haven't done anything, and it's just like,
But you're Armin's friend.
well, there's that, but it's like, no, you've done. He's trying to say, no, you've done some good stuff, bro. Like, don't say that. You've done good stuff. It's like,
Yeah. No, I always say that to Ian because I don't know. Ian always like undermines like everything he's done. So whenever I speak to him about like sin and stuff, I'm like, you need to stop doing that because it has come a long way. So you should acknowledge that. And
maybe I'll start doing that more if you didn't start slandering Scorpios all the time. Scott, do you have anything that you want to plug or promote or share? You're back at Furry now, aren't you? Go golf at Furry Creek.
Go golf.
Sign up for the golf tournament if you haven't.
There you go.
I was thinking we'll do something again with a golf tournament. Because SYP Golf Open is 27th of May. I think we'll do something later on in summer. Maybe we'll have a girls team. We should just have a whole girls team just compete.
Eliza and I, we were so.
I have lots of ideas that you
Love
can
it.
shut
I know Caitlin and Maddie, 2 friends of the pod, are also interested in playing, and I've seen them. They got some good swings, and we'll that'd be fun to watch. Cool.
Wait, Maddie, who?
Maddie Walter, Kevin's girlfriend.
I've been told that Eliza could kick my ass, and I'm sure that's going to happen on the golf course. So, I mean, I'm not going to say that's why Eliza isn't in the
Eliza
SYPO.
could kick your ass in like any sport, Ian.
Probably.
Sorry.
Probably. I'm a very...
And mine, both of us combined, she could kick her ass.
I remember just beating Jasmeen in basketball, like at lunch hour when
Okay, you know what? Shut up.
When you do bump, and then I just take the basketball and I just start playing like inside, like putting up layups, and you're like, okay, Ian, enough, like let's stop. And then it's just like, okay, 1-on-1, let's see who wins, and you get pissed off. That's the podcast. Thank you very much for listening. You know where to find us. We're on Spotify. I got to edit this video, and it's going to be on YouTube. We have a YouTube channel, so go check that out. Apple Podcasts, iTunes. You know where to find us. We also got the website fixed, so speakyourpiece.ca. We got a website. I blog sometimes. If it wasn't so time-consuming, I do more of it. Anyways, that's the podcast. Thank you very much for listening. Peace out.